So hello and welcome to the Everything is Black and White podcast. Andrew Musgrove here. Please hit thumbs up, hit subscribe to the channel as well. Lovely sunny day here on Tyneside, but I'm not at St James's Park, as you can tell. Illness has hit my family, which means I can't go to the match. It hurts not to be there. When you've been going for ages, every single other Saturday you're at St James's Park watching Newcastle United. So to miss a game, I'm sure you guys would have shared that similar experience and that similar pain, but responsibilities lie elsewhere today. But I thought I'd do a different video. What I'm going to do, it's a bit like the Lightly Lads, is I'm going to avoid the result. I'm not going to know the result until I see match of the day. That's my challenge that I've set myself today. Can I avoid knowing how Newcastle United do against Ipswich until I see the highlights on match of the day? I thought I could bring you a match verdict after the 90 minutes of football and lie to you and say I've been there, I've seen how they played across the entirety of the game, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not that sort of person. So the challenge I've set myself, and one that I have done prior, I've just never filmed the kind of progress of it, is to avoid the entire result, the entire match until match of the day, 11:15 tonight. Maybe it's first on at 10:30, who knows, but let's see if I can do it. It's going to be difficult, massive game. I wanted to be there because Eddie Howe was back on the touchline after his illness. Gutted to be missing that. Brilliant news that he is back. I am going to check the team though before it kicks off, just to have a little look to see who lines up. I'm expecting it to be unchanged, so 2 moments. Oh wow, so no Joe Linton and it's Joe Willock in. So there we go. I wonder what has happened to Joe Linton, and we'll have a little scroll and find out. He must have picked up an injury of some sort, but Joe Willock back in. Always a big afternoon when Joe Willock gets a nod, because opportunities haven't been that forthcoming, and when they have been, he's not been at his best. I feel it's a big chance for him to really showcase what he could do against one of the worst sides in the Premier League. So it's a good opportunity to really put his talent out there and prove to everyone really that he's got a long-term future at St James's Park. It seems a bit of a big thing to say that, but I do think Joe Willock could be one of those that potentially could leave in the summer because he just hasn't reached his true potential. Hopefully today he can show what he's all about and help Newcastle United get a massive 3 points in the race for that Champions League spot. I don't actually know the Chelsea score either. Obviously I know if Newcastle United win, they could go up to third because Forest, City and Villa aren't playing, but I don't know what the Chelsea score is. I know it was 0-0 at half time, but I haven't seen the full time score against them, so that's going to remain until match of the day as well. So yeah, let's see if I can do this. It's going to be interesting. So there it is, final whistle, full time at St James's Park. Still don't have any idea what the score is. I'm hoping Newcastle United have thumped Ipswich Town and sent them back to the Championship, but more importantly for Newcastle United, got the win which sends them up to third. Perfect opportunity to bounce back from that horrendous afternoon last weekend down at Villa Park. They've got history of bouncing back after conceding 4 or more goals. They've got history when they've lost at Villa down in the Midlands. Remember 2 seasons ago, lost 3-0. Next game, beat Spurs 6-1 and qualified for the Champions League in the weeks after that. So fingers crossed to follow in those footsteps. I'm hoping Newcastle United have sent you lot away happy from St James's Park. Just got to wait now till match of the day. So I've made it to 10:30. Match of the day is just beginning. There we go. Still don't know the score. Really hoping Newcastle United have managed to win. I don't really care by how many goals. Just hoping that they've got all 3 points and everyone's come through without injury or suspension, because we get into the business part of the season and every match counts. So fingers crossed. Next time you see me, it'll be celebrating Newcastle getting all 3 points against Ipswich. So we are first on. Unbelievable. Last time I did this challenge, Newcastle, I think, was second to last. Can't remember what game it is, but we are first on match of the day. Great to see Eddie Howe there on the touchline. All smiles. Fantastic to see him back after his illness. Right, let's get to business. I've just seen Bruno's goal. Well, not a goal, was it? What happened here? Oh, it does come off Bruno, actually. It's come off his shoulder after the ball's been whipped into the air, and it's been ruled out for a foul on the goalkeeper. He was pushing at the goalkeeper. What on earth has gone on there? Terrible decision by the referee. How did the referee do today? Let me know in the comments. But that was definitely not a foul. Bruno was pushed into the goalkeeper. Now that is refreshing. Ben Johnson getting a yellow card there for diving. Dan Burns sticks out a leg. No contact. He goes down. Although on second thoughts, actually, that does look like a little bit of contact there. But look, the referee thinks he's dived. He's booked him. Doesn't happen too often, to be fair. Not as often as it should do when players are thrown themselves to the floor. It's good to see that he's been booked there for diving, even though it was probably a little bit harsh. Oh, it was silly by Ben Johnson, that, wasn't it? Holding back Alexander Isak. Always a yellow card all day long. And I often think in these circumstances, do the players remember they're actually on a caution? Like, did Ben Johnson realise he's on a caution there? Because surely if you do, you don't do something like that. I mean, Isak's turned him, but look, there's still a lot of work for Isak to do. The box is full of defenders. He's held them back. Deserved getting a yellow card there. Ipswich down to 10 men. Let's see what happens here. Still 0-0. Oh, what an effort this is by Sandro Tonali. Clear in that first half by the looks of it that everything was coming down Newcastle's right. Beautiful ball pulled back there from Jacob Murphy to Tonali, who hits it, and it's come back off the bar. Wonderful effort there. Newcastle United have just won a penalty here by the looks of it. Bruno into, who's gone down there? Is it Jacob Murphy? Yeah, and he's been pulled back by the number 9, the chap on loan from Brighton. I think it's gone to VAR. It is a penalty. So let's see who takes this. It must be Alexander Isak stepping up. It is. Oh, it's got to be nailed on this, surely. Come on. Oh, that is a good penalty. 1-0 at the Gallagher. Fantastic. Alexander Isak. And there's a stat for you. 22 goals is the most by... Oh, it's gone off the screen. But he loves scoring against promoted sides. I think, to my memory, is that his 16th against a promoted side? I think so. It's either 15th or 16th. A really good penalty, that, though. Absolutely fantastic penalty. Wonderful. 1-0 at half time. Big Dan Burn making it 2. I said there, Isak at the Gallagher, but actually it's because the camera switched on, isn't it? But regardless there, Dan Burn. Again, coming from the right. Trippier with the ball in, great cross that, and Dan Burn's just got to nod that in. Clearly they target something down Ipswich's left, where of course Leif Davis was sent off last week, so they didn't have their number 1 left back to choose from. And clearly that was the game plan. Hit them down the right, get the ball in the box. Dan Burn there, getting his first Premier League goal of the season. Absolutely fantastic to see. Oh, as if that's just happened. William Asula getting the goal. I have backed this man from the word go. Sometimes I felt like I'm the only one with some proper confidence in the lad, and I've missed him scoring his first Premier League goal for Newcastle United. Absolutely 4 minutes that. Oh, do you know what? It was like the last thing I wanted to see this season. Maybe alongside a Callum Wilson goal as well to send them off into the sunset. But one of the things I wanted to see before the season ends was a William Asula goal in the Premier League. And he's got it, and I've missed it. Oh, man. But anyway, he's got it. Newcastle win 3-0 there. So that final whistle, Newcastle win 3-0 up to 3rd. Brilliant. It looked like a brilliant day. Shame I missed it, eh? Of course, with the full highlights, you don't get to see... with the highlights, you don't get to see how players played across the entirety of the 90 minutes. So anyone that was there, let me know how Liam Delap did. Did he impress you? Did he do enough to make you want to see him in black and white next season? Really intrigued by that. How did Lewis Miley do coming off the bench? How did William Asula do aside from his goal? Did he do enough to impress you guys? I'd love to know. I'm going to catch the full highlights over the weekend and be prepped and ready for the Monday show with Aaron Stokes, but more me asking him, I think, various questions, having not been there. But they're my 2 burning questions, really. How did the subs do for Newcastle, and how did Liam Delap do? But what a win this was by the looks of it for Newcastle United. Great to see Eddie back on the touchline, looking fit, looking healthy, and guiding Newcastle United to another victory and up to 3rd in the Premier League. I'm just watching back here some of the clips again, and that actual first yellow card for Johnson did look a little bit harsh. Was it dive? Was it not? Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Did look a little bit harsh, but regardless, Newcastle United 3, Ipswich 0. Managed to survive not knowing the result until match day. Very difficult to do. I would not recommend it. Had to turn off my notifications on my phone. Nearly turned my phone off, to be quite honest. Didn't want to risk a message coming through from one of my pals telling me something about the game. But thankfully I did get through it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Something a little bit different. See you for the Monday show.